sis man. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. This is episode 2 with Miss Haydee. This is a super important episode and a very awesome way to launch what I'm trying to do in between the episodes that I do by myself, where I'm kind of showing you guys interior design processes and interior decor. I'm going to be featuring a friend, just like Haydee, who's going to bring their own talent to the show and kind of show you what their passion is. It doesn't necessarily have to be something interior design focused or decor, but it's DIY, it's physical training, it's cooking, it's whatever my friends found passionate. That is going to be my biggest accomplishment with this YouTube channel. It should just be all-inclusive and not only what I find passionate, but what everybody finds passionate. We are going to be doing her amazing DIY hangers, which, I mean, can be used anywhere really. If you have a Poshmark, if you have an Etsy, if you have a newborn baby, we're using these bigger metal today, but I'm pretty sure you can use them on these.
You could use the ones from the cleaners. They're a little bendable, but I wanted something a little sturdy today, so we're gonna work with these metal hangers.
Right. They can be done for, like I said, for baby clothing, which is super awesome because I know a lot of my high school friends and a lot of my junior high school friends are now having babies while we are here drinking wine and hey. I saw her do them. They look super fun and super calming for anyone that has a busy lifestyle, for anyone that just can't get the time to themselves, and when they do have the time for themselves, they don't necessarily know what to do. I think this is a great option to not only upcycle the hangers you already own and kind of bring a fun twist to a necessarily maybe boring closet, but it's also a way just to have fun with yourself and kind of do your technique.
I would say you can get any fabric patterns that you guys like. Even lace will work. You cut them up in little 1-inch strips. I'm going to teach you how to do that.
So where did you get these fabrics from?
I got them from Michael's. You can get them from Michael's, any fabric store, and Amazon.
Okay.
I got these from Michael's because they're already pre-cut. Even though we had to cut them, they were a little too thick.
So the ones that she brought actually came this thick. And as we were catching up, because we are actually junior high school friends, she showed me how to kind of make an incision into the fabric and then tear. The biggest thing that she stressed to me when we were doing that was that they don't need to be perfect, because the way we're going to be applying them is kind of in a narrow, kind of free-for-all way that you want to put them. So it doesn't necessarily matter. But the cool thing about doing this was that we released so much anxiety. It was so fun hearing the cracking noise and the ripping noise. First and foremost, you need wine or liquor. Whatever your preference is. If you're a coffee person, that's just you got a big cup of Joe. Just something that makes you feel more relaxed. If you have kids, grab the whole bottle. Send them with their dad for the day, whatever you want to do. And then we have our fabrics, which she told you she got from Michael's, which is a craft store in New York City. I'm pretty sure they're located all around America. If you don't have a Michael's, there are so many different craft places. With everything going on, I would actually recommend that you guys go to these smaller places and just support small businesses and support especially Black-owned businesses that have craft supply stores. Okay, we just got a craft scissor, 2 glue guns. Obviously, if you're working by yourself, you only need 1. And then these metal hangers that she got from Amazon. Okay. We pre-cut all of these, but we're actually going to show you how to do it the way we did it while we were talking. Right? Since she's clearly the freaking hanger guru, she's going to do a bigger cloth while I'm going to...
This I already pre-cut a little bit because I just want to do a little thing. Make sure that it's about 1 inch thick, and then you just rip from the fabric. I'm telling you, if you have anxiety, this is like...
And everybody has anxiety. So a lot of what I want to stress in my whole channel is that projects don't need to be perfect to feel perfect to you. So the fact that we are just cutting these with a small incision and just ripping straight through, not really caring about how the fabric is going to come out, and just letting all of your freaking stresses from the week, from the day, with everything going on with the world right now, just kind of come through and release through the rip. It is such a liberating feeling. Funny story though, I've known Haydee, we've known each other going on more than 20 years now, right? Yeah, it's like more than 20 years.
6 or something.
Yeah, because I just had my high school 10-year reunion last year. So that means years before that, yeah. And she was so quiet, super quiet, but like not quiet. It was so weird, like always laughing and giggling at something, or like just in the mix, but kind of like not. And I remember the biggest thing I remember about Haydee is her freaking hairstyle. Every day she would come in with these twisty ponytails. And they always look perfect, and you could tell that it's not like she went to sleep and woke up and it was still like that. You could tell her mom really redid it, took her time, moosed it up, switched it over. I don't think I ever saw Haydee's like hair like down or straightened until she graduated high school. Like that was her hairstyle. It was so funny. Like you can tell Haydee from behind if she was walking in front of you by her hair, bro. So funny. And before you moved, you were living still in Senegal?
Yeah.
That's another thing about her. She must have been in this apartment for
25 years.
25 effing freaking years. I remember walking by because her mom was super strict. Love you, mom. You were. So we would walk by and she would be like either out the window or in the stoop, and I'd be like, hi, Haydee, and she'd be like, hi. But that's another awesome part about growing up and still being in the same neighborhood, because we kind of we don't talk every day, but we kind of seen each other grow thanks to social media and thanks to just being in the same neighborhood. I mean, we are a lot in common based on that. We're both from New York City. We went to Catholic school and then switched over to public, right? But straight out of Catholic, I went to public. She went to public. I like threatened my parents, like I'm not going to Catholic high school. Not for any religious reasons, it's just because I thought that for some reason public school was going to be more freeing. Which it kind of was.
And Catholic school, I feel like was more expensive for no reason.
Right? Like for a religion class. Like
yes.
That's because we got out. We had to, like, I feel like I involved myself with like being an altar boy. I involved myself with like so many things that I was never in class. Like I was never in class. Yeah, like I think like there was like 6 or 7 of us that were friends for like a really long time. We were just never in class. Like I feel like we all let each other know like, hey, I did this, like sign up for this, or like make sure we got out of this class for that. And we always got it. So when we went to high school, I was kind of like, I think in my head I was like, if my parents aren't spending this money on tuition, maybe I'll get like a car.
No, I used to think about that, or like I felt like, okay, the money that my mom could be spending on my education, I'd rather her spend that on house if she wants
or
a
something,
house.
yeah.
Or car for her if she needed a car, which she did.
Clearly, I was more selfish because I was thinking about my flavor. I wanted clothing, I wanted all that, but okay.
You can start basically anywhere you want. I like to start right here and end here. If that makes sense.
Don't break the glass, girl. Don't break the glass.
So you start anywhere you want. I like to start at this end because when you get here, you gotta get a little fancy and just end there.
So am I putting it straight or like angle?
You could put it straight, yeah, and then just you put the glue on the hanger just a little bit.
So you're directly applying the glue to the actual hanger, right?
Yes.
And it's like, is it a dollop or like a straight line?
A straight line. And then you just wrap the fabric on there. And then you just start wrapping in an angle. It doesn't matter that, like, you see how that's like a little loose? And you
So you don't have to like overdo it and put it super tight.
No, you don't. It could be loose as long as it's a suit. The reason why there was this store that used to sell hangers like this, and I looked it up.
I know, I've seen them on Poshmark a lot.
Brandy
Brandy Melville, yes. They have a boutique in Soho, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes. And I used to love the way that
store is messy, girl. How you shop there? It's like a mini Macy's.
In the one in Soho, yes, but in California.
Okay, because that's the flagship in California.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brandy Melville. I didn't mean to shade y'all like that, but the one in Soho, come on.
You have to get more people like us.
It looks like a sample sale. Like when you walk into the stores and they kind of just popped up.
And it was messy. And it looked like I used to tell the manager, I'm like, you have your house like this?
You have the manager like that? You asked us a house like that?
Yeah, because how you have your store look like this?
You gonna tell me from New York, because if we tell them the story, we gonna talk shit about what we talking about, right? Heard that. Okay.
I did this a few times, so I'm just like,
Is this right? Right?
See. I like it. So when we get here, you sort of gotta wrap it twice and then wrap it around the.
So the reason we're wrapping it twice, correct me if I'm wrong, is so that the hanger and the fabric kind of become one, so that it doesn't start moving when you apply any fabric to it or hang something. So doing that double loop is kind of like knotting the fabric into the.
Exactly. And then when we get to the tip over here, I'll tell you what to do. That's sort of go backwards.
Now, the reason I really liked this when I saw Haydee doing it, besides the fact that she looked like it was a lot of fun, was that I don't know if you have this trouble, but I have so much clothing, right? And I definitely am more of a hanger than a folder. So I rather hang up everything. If I can hang up my underwear, I would hang up my underwear, right? So, but my biggest thing is that I don't always wear, since I have so much clothing, I'd be like hanging something up, and then a year later I'm like, ooh, I have this, right? But then I go to take it off the hanger, and it has like the manchas, or like the marks of being hung up for too long. So when I started doing this, I was like, wow, this is a great option, because basically what you're doing is putting two like materials together, fabric on fabric. So it'll be less likely to cause any damage to your clothing, which I think is super awesome.
Especially for your knitted sweaters.
Right.
Because you know, sometimes when you put them in a hanger and you take them out, they have like this, like the stretched out.
It looks like you made your sweater into what do you call them? Shoulders, the
shoulder pads.
Yes, like we don't want that unless you really want that. If you don't want that, you don't need to have that.
I just like to put a little glue because we have to go back and wrap it again twice. So then go on this side. Just a little bit.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. Because it just starts looking funny over there and you want it to.
Tips usually look funny.
I got that one a little late. I'm like, espérate.
If you're under a certain age, turn the channel off now. Because a little bit more wine, those jokes are just going to get weirder.
And then just like press.
So you're not putting the fabric like weird and around it. You're just putting it around and then pressing those things.
Yes. And then you start going backwards.
So you're basically doing the hook of the hanger twice. Now, question. It looks like I'm not going to have enough fabric with this one, so is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, if you're running out of fabric, don't freak out because we got you. Haydee got you. Which direction are we going? Are we going in this? We're going into the new
side.
Okay.
Yes.
So once you get to this part, I'm guessing you just dip on over into the hanger and then just bring your fabric right back around.
Even though I think I effed up, let me go back.
I have two security dogs. The one is Amber. He is 9 pounds. The other is Ash, and he is 4 pounds. Thank you. Yeah, you got him. They've been escorted out. Thank you so much. Enough. Thank you.
When we got here, we gotta wrap it twice like we did.
Oh, okay, I did that.
Oh, so see?
And once again, that's to buying the fabric that we're going. Guys, please. Trying to get famous on YouTube here. Hello? So how has summer and COVID been for you?
Okay, COVID, I am grateful that I'm working from home. That's
Yeah, it's awesome you still have a job.
yes, amen to that. The stresses between work are just like now. I grew up in a single kind of
She
home.
showed it. My mom is a mom and a dad.
So I'm very close. My friends are my family. So the fact that I wasn't able to really see them.
You know what? That's the thing, yeah. And you know what's crazy? I'm not an introvert, but I'm definitely a homebody. But being in such a confined space for so long, even though this is my home and this is where she wants to spend all the time, I appreciated, or I didn't realize how much I should appreciate being with my friends and being with my family, just being in the company of anyone, to be honest. Like humans just naturally need someone else's energy or like vibe. So I feel that. How do we connect this to new fabric?
So we basically glue it. We put a little glue on the fabric and right here and a little bit
over. So you're going a little bit over
yeah.
the actual product or the actual materials so that it's stretching.
Yes, and it just so we just seal it like that, and then we grab the same pattern and then mismatching it.
So same fabric, or if you wanna go crazy in your own fabric because live your best life.
You can mix and match if you would prefer to have different patterns. And you basically do it the same way.
With no glue, or with the glue that you left.
A little bit of glue, and then you add a little more if you want.
The only thing about glue guns that I hate is that they dry super quickly.
And you basically just do that when you finish the fabric, you glue it, and put a little glue if you need more, and attach the other fabric.
This is coming out so cute. So while we situate this, I am going to, because we're basically just going over, for the second part, we're just doing the same thing, right? We're just going around the fabric. So I'm going to post the video just so that we can save you guys some time. And then I'll come back when we're officially done with the first hanger. Okay, see you guys in a few. So as you can see, we're basically almost done with our first hangers. There's an important part when you hit the corners that Haydee's going to talk about, just so that the fabric doesn't split back and forth as you're hanging stuff up, and the longevity of the fabric stays.
For the corners, you just put the glue in the edge of the hanger?
So the top edge of the, basically where the most weight of the hanger is going to face, where the clothing will dangle, just so that the fabric doesn't move back and forth and kind of become a big clump in the middle of the hanger, right? You're on vacation currently, right?
Yes, I've been on vacation for a week now.
How is vacation on COVID, considering you're already at home?
It was cool, it was needed.
Right. Because everybody kind of talks about the people that have been laid off, but nobody really pays attention to the people that have still been working to be so positive. Because I'm pretty sure it's been super different for you as well.
It's a different transition, and I've gotten used to it now, and I love it. It was hard again in the beginning, and then we got pulled in to do something extra at work. So it was getting a little stressful. But again, it was keeping me busy, so I didn't really think about it. But I needed the week off. I was actually supposed to go to Puerto Rico this week, but we canceled that.
Yeah, there's so much things going on in Puerto Rico right now.
Yeah, I don't want, and to be honest with you, I'm actually really grateful because we were going to fly out last Friday, and they had another earthquake. So we would have landed and experienced that.
Well, my whole thing with the whole situation in Puerto Rico is that people don't understand that, yes, their numbers are lower than anyone else because they don't have the resources to test people as much as they can. So even if, let's just say that their numbers are super low compared to ours, all we're doing by traveling there is bringing potential harm to a country
Making
that,
it worse.
honestly, if you follow anything about geography or the world or the news, you'll see that Puerto Rico has been through so many traumatizing experiences in the last 5 years.
And they've been super oppressed for years.
We don't even have enough time
to get into that.
I also was planning a trip to Puerto Rico at the end of, or the beginning of August, but because since Gio was an essential worker just like you, he never got the chance to kind of take some time off. So he was like, okay, if it starts declining and we're both safe and we've been tested and we have antibodies and all this stuff, we'll take a trip out there. But it wasn't even more of like earthquakes that kept us from going. It was more so that we didn't want to, I don't think Puerto Rico wants to see any Americans right now. I don't think they want to see anybody that's not their own people. You know, that hasn't seen the earthquakes, that hasn't seen the hurricanes. It's just a common courtesy. And when people say like, you know, respect other people and protect them, it's not saying go there and wear your mask. It's saying like don't go. You know, like don't go there. You know, I do understand that Puerto Rico might get a lot of its revenue from traveling or from tourists, but it's not helping anybody right now. It's not. All you're doing is getting these people sick, and to be honest, before physical sickness, they were already mentally sick. Like, this is a genuine tragedy in Puerto Rico. So if you do have a plan to travel to Puerto Rico because of its numbers and because of its low prices right now, I would really encourage you to just cancel.
Yeah, don't let them $17 for the tickets encourage you to go because it's not even.
Puerto Rico hopefully will still be there when this is all over. She's cutting toward herself, which I don't recommend. I think they teach you in school to not do that.
Sorry.
It's fine. We have an ambulance and a health person on hand. If she wants to cut herself, we can just do that. Production is here to help us with that. Super freaking cute. I love mine. I love yours. They're so nice. And they feel good. I think this would be so cute in a baby's closet.
Yes.
Right? Or if you don't have a baby and you have like a dog like mine, that you just buy them clothes all the time.
This works too.
How freaking cute. Got like a little bone print and just like wrap it around. Where are my dogs? You're going shopping! We gotta use some more clothes! I actually like my hanger like this, but Amy's gonna show you how to put a bow on it. Just to kind of spruce it up even more. And especially if you have babies or if you're sending stuff on Poshmark, super fun way to make your page distinctly.
I'm gonna cut a different pattern and color of strip in half and make my little bow. And there you have it.
So super fun. Thank you guys for tuning in. Haydee is the first of many people that I'm gonna have over to kind of teach you just how to be your best self by yourself. So we use this as a way to catch up. Two friends that have been friends forever, just to find something to do together, and at the same time we were able to spruce up our closet for very affordable prices. I mean, if I'm pretty sure you have a glue gun. If you don't, this is like $10 on Amazon. The hangers of your choice, you can spend as much or as little as you want on them.
On
and
Amazon
fabric, yeah.
And the fabric was less than $10.
Yeah, actually, if you go into places like Michael's or whatever, they always have these crazy sales. It doesn't matter what kind of fabric, because honestly, once you put it on, no matter how bold or simple you think you are, they actually just end up looking so freaking cute. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys soon, and thank you for being a part of my very new channel. It's been fun, and with that being said, oh, I need a shot.